It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He do they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. This is Maiyegun's brunch time. Thank you. Share this broadcast. For the first time in a while, you can watch me live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, X, and Instagram. All of them at the same time on 2 devices. Hear this. You know how we do it on a normal time when we are not reading, reading the history book. It is to have a free chat on the happenings in the contraption, the Nigeria. You can be part of it too while you get on with your, daily routine. The school that Yeye Bello paid nearly £1 billion to in advance for his son's education has agreed to refund the money. There is a chance that you can actually call in. Remember that. You can call in anytime. I will be doing my own gist as usual, right? And then if you feel like you want to say something as well or contribute to this, you are welcome. Don't die in their war. Stop loving your oppressors. Stop defending them too. Motide. Sorry about that background music. That could be a little bit off or down. But thank you anyway for joining me from wherever you are joining me from. It is Maiyegun's brunch time live. I don't know about you, but I want to believe that a lot of people have actually seen the receipt of school fees paid by Yeye Bello to an American international school in Abuja. $840,000 US. This is the money from the monthly allocation of Kogi people that spans 8 years of Yeye Bello's criminality. He was able to pay up to 2034 school fees of his son. But it has been discovered that the intention was not actually to pay the school fees till 2034. It is to make it a way of cleaning it, laundering the money. Okay, so the school will eventually requested for a refund, just like the EFCC requested for a refund, and they are getting it. So this morning or this afternoon, I just want to possibly try my best to see if I could paint the picture of what it actually truly means in reality, the corruption of these guys. To put it into a context where you and I can see beyond, oh, it is the normal thing in that country. Others are stealing more than that. What are they doing to them? Now, I am not here to do any comparison. I just want to focus on this amount of money that could have changed a lot of lives in Kogi State. This is not his money stolen from them. Money meant for, payment of pensions, payment of salaries, payment of contractors who are possibly doing one or two things in the states that could benefit majority of the people of the state. So they collected allocation, put it in fixed accounts, and the moment they have enough, they will call on the central bank to what? To give them dollars, and they can return the naira. And these dollars is what they kind of have to smuggle out of Nigeria. But you need to put it into a context, what it truly means. The second thing that we will be touching this morning is the confirmation from Oduduwa Emefiole. Cardo B, Yemi Cardoso. Well, he has come out today to say the Central Bank of Nigeria has printed 3.8 trillion naira, and they have borrowed the thiefnubu's government. You see, there is something, in case if you don't know, okay, there is something called ways and means. You see, this ways and means is a little provision in the supposed Nigeria constitution that established Central Bank of Nigeria. So Ways and means is like a small loan provision for the government of Nigeria whenever they are running budget deficits. Budget deficit is simply described as where your budget, or your expected total financial whatever for your budget, right? Or I want to see how I can simplify it. Okay, where the deficit comes. Okay, you see, you have a budget. Okay, budget means your plan or what you plan to spend. Now, if you have planned to spend something, you must have planned to earn something. That means you must earn before you can spend. All right. So in projecting that, okay, I'm going to earn 100 naira, I could budget to spend 90 naira and save 10 naira. But in a situation whereby I have a budget of 1,000 naira, and then my expected income is 400 naira. So that means I am short. I am short of 600 naira. That is the deficit. So I have two options. I either plan according to my income, which is 400 naira, or go borrowing. Okay, which means I could go on and still have the budget of 1,000. I will have to look for somebody to help me fill in the gap so that I will pay back. But in this instance, it is a little bit different, okay? The deficit in this regard is different. The ways and means in their law, what it simply allows is that how much are you expecting this year to make? Or we are expecting to make $1 million or 1 billion naira. Okay, 1 billion. Right. What is your total budget? Well, our total budget is 1 billion. Okay. How much do you have right now from that 1 billion you want to spend? Let's say the first 3 months or so. How much do you think you have? Then let's say you say, oh yeah, we have 200 million. And we believe that before the year runs out, we will make that 1 billion or more. All right. So in that case, we will provide 5% of that 1 billion. That is what the law says. 5% of your total budget is what the ways and means is meant for. And that is when the central bank of the country will now say, what is the 5% of 1 billion? Oh, the 5% is 20 mil. I'm just saying, like 1% is 20 million or 50 million, 5%. Okay, 50 million of 1 billion, right? We'll give you the 50 million. That's what the law says. But in the case of Buhari and Emefiole, they said that Nigeria, even before Civil War and after Civil War and the rest of that, right? They said from 1969, that the Central Bank of Nigeria had printed a total of 786 billion naira in their history until 2015. That's the total money that the Central Bank of Nigeria in history combined borrowed the federal government of Nigeria every time they are in deficit, even during the dark days of the military. All the looting you've seen in the past, all those, right? Those criminals of the past, none of them went on to start printing money, printing naira until Buhari came. So when Buhari came, listen, 40 to 50 years of the Central Bank of Nigeria history, they've only printed 786 billion naira and loaned it to government. They didn't even have to print it. It's just the money that the central bank will say, okay, we'll provide it for you. We'll give it to you. Here you get. So between 2015 and 2023, last year, Bokwari printed 27.4 trillion naira cash. Emefiole printed that and gave it to Bokwari and all the 36 state governors in Nigeria. The money is valued at $50 billion. None of them could show one single thing. They used that 27.4 trillion to do in Nigeria. The money disappeared. Part of the money is what Yeye Bello has managed to change to dollars and pay school fees of his own son up to 2034. While the workers in Kogi, pensioners in Kogi, they are your criminal leaders they are too cold. They are cold-hearted. Like it is unreal, unbelievable. So they printed 27.4 trillion. Electricity no improve. Roads did not improve. Healthcare no improvements. Education no improvements. Security no improvements. Where is $50 billion printed by Bokwari in 8 years? Gone. He has laid the precedence. Precedence is that when they do something that has never been done before and there is no consequences, Bokwari laid the precedence. He printed, for 8 years, he printed 27.4 trillion. That disappeared. Now, Oduduwa Emefiole has now confirmed that the central bank under him has printed 3.8 trillion naira and gave it to thiefnubu. Let it be on record, though. They said they have given thiefnubu's government 3.8 trillion naira ways and means. But before now, if some of you can still remember, I was here when I did hear the thing from the grapevine, waiting then they do and what not. These guys have already printed over 7 trillion naira for thiefnubu. Why? How did I know? How do I know that? Under Bokwari, every day Nigeria was losing 700,000 barrels of crude oil, and automatically Nigeria's source of dollars supply dried up because the money no longer comes to Nigeria. It goes straight into the pocket of those who sold NNPC to themselves, and they are still controlling the crude sale in Nigeria, the money from it, and they still hold they still hold the what do you call it? The power to tell you how much oil they are selling or not. So under Bokwari, the entire reserve is dry. So thiefnubu came in, replaced the guys with his own boys, gave them another name, and the business continues. Because up to right at this moment, if I ask you, from May 29, 2023 to 31st of March 2024, can you, in all honesty and sincerity, right now, tell me how much has Nigeria made from crude oil sale? Can you? No? They have turned the NNPC to their piggy bank. Okay? It is like a piggy bank where they can just be like, do you have money for us? In the absence of this money, just to show to you that there is no free flow of dollars into Nigeria, the easiest way which has been the crude oil, the whole thing don't explode. Oti papuka. So Tinubu's government, without going after those who have shared the Nigeria supposed national assets among themselves, decided to look the other way by going borrowing again so that you can go sorrowing. Again, no, Oduduwa Emefiole, Wale Edun, and the other rogues that are possibly telling you about your hope, your renewed shege. Maybe they didn't tell you, or maybe you know, or you never just want to really believe it. Here, you see the type of economic hardship I will keep reminding you that you are going to face in Nigeria. It has never been experienced before anywhere on this earth. These guys, due to their credibility problem, illegitimacy problem, nobody won't invest for Nigeria except people with a dark and black and blood money. I am saying this because it is true. Propaganda can make you, or let's say, you can use propaganda to, to seize power. You have to do more than propaganda to run a country. Oh, hey, you have to do more. Now, you see this economic ruin, the pathway to total destruction, which thiefnubu and APC, Egbekegbe represent. Many of them are in the open, oh. Others are in secret. Okay? To start with, nobody want to invest in Nigeria genuinely. The genuine businesses, in the businesses in Nigeria that are not from Nigeria, they are already working on their exit plan. And this is due to two things. The first one, credibility, incompetency problem of APC, Egbekegbe, the same political party that is protecting terrorists, shielding terrorists, and jailing activists. The same government that is obnobbing with terrorists is the same government, ladies and gentlemen, that is going everywhere looking for any cheap loan. It's not even cheap loan, anything at all. And they are willing and ready to what? To devalue their currency. If you tell them to jump, they will never ask you why. They will only ask you, how high. So businesses are folding up and leaving. Politicians who are stealing money, they are also mopping the entire country, and they are packing and they are leaving. Right? So, two things. So, and as much as the rogues knows that nobody is coming to invest genuinely in Nigeria, they have now opened the floodgates of mortgaging, not only the future of those of you who are here now, including those who are yet unborn. Let me tell you this, in the last 11 months alone, thiefnubu's government, do you have so do you have a pen and paper? Because you might need to write this down, all right? In the last 11 months alone, when thiefnubu said subsidy was gone, subsidy is gone, and he kept going about everywhere saying he took a very, very hard decision. He is lying and he is believing his own lies. Like I said, propaganda can run a country. Okay? So here, you have the pen and paper now, right? Right, start writing. thiefnubu came in. thiefnubu got smuggled in, or forced his way in on the 29th of May 2023. And from that time, this thiefnubu has collected over $10 billion in loan from different fronts. And I will give you a few instances. Thiefnubu's government at first, in their efforts to hide their fraud, decided to use the Niger Delta crude oil as a collateral for a $3.3 billion loan from an Afrexim bank and their faceless investors. And you see that $3.3 billion loan, which was to be given to them twice, $2 billion and $1.3 billion. They collected the $2 billion in September, and they are due for the $1.3 billion this month, this April that you are in. But guess what? They had to use a $12 billion worth of crude oil in Niger Delta as collateral. 167 million barrels of crude oil. Guess who facilitated that? The NNPSC and Tony Elumelu, who also got paid 5% of the loan as his own commission. So if Nigeria failed to pay back that money, which they have no plan of paying, then these faceless Afrexim investors, they will bring in their bowl, I'll be waiting the pumping machine, and they would have to come and take 167 million barrels of crude oil. Do you know their partners in all this deal? Tinubu, somebody they call they tag as thiefnubu's adopted cousin. Thiefnubu, Oando, and the rest of them, they are all involved. So what will happen is that this oil that they will take in Nigeria, if they don't pay back that loan, this 167 million barrels, it will be lifted and sold by thiefnubu's associates. So that, listen to this fraud, though. They borrowed their $3.3 billion. They are using a $12 billion worth of, and in 5 years' time, if Nigeria doesn't pay back that money, okay, so these guys will now give the clearance to these Oando and their affiliates, and they would help the Afrexim Bank, okay, to lift the 167 million barrels, and they will help them sell it. So in the deal, they said the person who brought the deal, Tony Elumelu, will collect 5% from the $12 billion. Meanwhile, they are using today's what do you call it? The cost of the barrel of crude oil. In 5 years' time, nobody knows what it's going to be like in 5 years' time, okay? But using today's price means that 167 million barrels of crude oil will be $12 billion. Now, that $12 billion, this is how they will share it. It could be 24 billion. It could be $30 billion. Okay? But using today's price, 12 billion. So Oando, Tony Elumelu, Afrexim, and others. So Tony Elumelu will collect another 5% from that sale, okay, as his own share. Oando also, whoever was going to sell the crude oil for them, until they would tell me, whoever was going to sell the crude oil, they too will collect 10%. Now, you see, it was $3.3 billion they collected as loan, Abi. Now, the agreement is that 30% of 3.3 billion, they put that at somewhere around somewhere around the 1.6, $1.7 billion. So, Afrexim Bank is due to collect back. See the fraud, though. Afrexim Bank that gave them the loan is due to collect back about $5.3 billion in total, which is their 3.3 billion plus their interest. Okay, so they are due to collect back 5-something billion. So how come you are using 12 billion as collateral for the loan and interest of 5-something billion? Because there lies the devil. You see, those who are in the deal, The intention is not to pay back the loan. The intention is to have something to say, the reason why this so oil block is no longer for Nigeria. Nigeria is using this oil block to pay back the debts of this so loan. Okay? The clearance for that, paving the way for it, is what they have done. So in 5 years' time, about 2-3 oil blocks in Niger Delta and across the areas, oil producing areas, they will be designated for payment of this loan, until the people will say, oh, yeah, we have taken 167 million barrels now. So Nigeria no owe us money anymore. What do you think will happen? Is it not until when they say they have taken 167 million? Is it not when they say, oh, we have now paid the loan, that they will stop taking the oil? So they've already paved the way. If you want to know how thiefnubu became the landlord of Lagos, now you are going to learn it. You will learn the process. This is how it happens. So legally, you can't take it from them because Nigerian government signed the deal. The deal that will eventually bring the whole thing back to the circle of thiefnubu. But what did they do? What are they going to do with the 3.3 billion? At least there's nothing bad in taking loans, okay? Right? If the loan is meant to improve something and to help something, Abi, I'm asking you now, $3.3 billion loan. The one they have taken 2 billion and they have blown it. They are waiting for 1.3 billion now. They will blow it. You that will abuse me, call me name, and somehow have something to say. I'm asking you now, can you in truthfulness and in all honesty tell us, in case if we are just people who don't like them, it's because I don't like them. Fine, I don't like them. But you tell me, I am telling you now that they have confirmed receiving 2 billion and they are waiting for 1.3 billion. In your own mind, can you tell us what they used the $2 billion for? The one they collected in September. Can you say? Well, I can tell you. They said they needed the money to defend the Naira. You see this artificial Naira is gaining movement. Naira is fighting back, and all that rubbish you are telling yourselves, right? Well, they said they wanted to use the money for it, so as to make sure that Naira will not be exchanged for $2,000. I mean, 2,000 Naira to $1, or 5,000 Naira to $1. They didn't take the money and put it into generating electricity and distributing it or improving your power. Like if they took the $2 billion and they just invest it in electricity, by now, you may have something to look forward to and say, we are waiting, the $2 billion was used to start the generation of extra 10,000 megawatt of electricity that will be added to, something you can point at and say, Maiyegun, shut up your mouth. This is what they use the $2 billion for. Apart from you trying to want to, defend your oppressors, this is a simple, clear case of conversation now. Do you know what they use the $2 billion for? Of course you don't. They used it to bribe these stupid people. They used the $2 billion to bribe the oil marketers so that when they told you that they removed subsidy and your petrol jumped from 167 naira to to 650 naira per liter, to justify it, to you, subsidy is gone. Okay? But it was now time for the oil marketers to access dollars. Ni wahala ba bere. There was no dollars. And the ones available will make them to sell a liter of petrol to you for the cheapest you would have bought a petrol in Nigeria. When thiefnubu says subsidy was gone, the cheapest petrol you will buy in Nigeria per liter should be 1,500 naira. And I've told you this back then. I said it many times then, right? So they told you subsidy was gone. Then they took loan of $2 billion. Behind the scene, they started subsidizing dollars. Subsidy is gone on petrol, but dollar subsidy returned. That was what they used the $2 billion for. This Okonu, Ayerada people, these criminals. So they shared the money secretly to hold the oil marketers from increasing the petrol price. When you say subsidy is gone, that means you have no business with it anymore. But do you know the person where they import petrol to Nigeria? NNPC. Do you know the person who is paying subsidy for oil importation in Nigeria? NNPC. Do you know who they are paying the subsidy to bring petrol to Nigeria? NNPC. Look at the scam. NNPC, who is in charge of Nigeria's crude oil sale, has failed to remit the crude oil sale or give account of how much crude oil they are selling anymore. They don't say it anymore. Now, they are now acting as those who are saving Nigerians, okay? The NNPC that couldn't build or manage your refineries in Nigeria, right? So, they are now paying, listen to this, this is NNPC, the one that is in charge of Nigeria crude oil, the one that is paying subsidy for importation of crude oil, using Nigerian crude oil sales, money from crude oil sale. They use the money to pay oil marketers to bring in petrol to Nigeria. So therefore, Nigeria has no money to share from crude oil per se, okay? So this is NNPC. Also, this is NNPC. For this NNPC, this one here is the NNPC that is paying for the importation of petrol. This is NNPC. The NNPC that is importing petrol, receiving money from this NNPC to bring in petrol subsidy, right? So the two of them are like posting to the Nigerian people like they are just faceless and powerful things that nobody can see. Who are the oil marketers? Who are the importers? Who is paying them? And how much? They make it look so stupid, and Nigerians look so stupid that nobody can tell you who they are paying the money to, because they are paying the money to themselves. It is a big racket, a very, very terrible racket. So the $2 billion was shared among themselves so as to make sure that the petrol price no past 650. So when that money finished, because that's their way of defending Naira, because if the petrol importers, they need to buy dollars. So instead of them going out there to go and buy dollars for 1,500, 1,800, and then they would have to sell the petrol to you for 1,800 naira per liter. This thiefnubu criminal government, they decide to go and borrow money that they use the $12 billion crude oil as collateral for, right? So the money don't finish. And they had to find another means. This is the first one. The World Bank, the IMF, the two of them, in the last 11 months alone, right, they have carved out over $4 billion for thiefnubu's government. 4 billion, over 4 billion. None of you can tell me what that money has been used for inside that Nigeria. Those who took 2 billion and shared it, loan, they did not put that money on your refinery. They were even telling you, Dangote refinery will start working in December 2023. They started showing videos. They started posting pictures. They started this or that. Oh, scam, propaganda. And now they are telling you that the Kaduna refinery, the Port Harcourt refinery, they should start work before the end of this year. They were supposed to start work in December 2023, last year, 4 months ago. And I was here, I said, nah, lie did they tell you? Why they are telling all this lie, I don't know. Because it's going to catch up eventually. All of this artificial patch, makeup, they are all going to fall apart soon. You think I didn't wish you well. Some of you felt like, oh, you never wish Nigeria well. The people that does not wish Nigeria well are the people that I expose and talk about all the time. And when you come here to ask me, then what is the solution? The solution is this. Stop believing them and defending them. Because olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ jù nínú ẹ̀yin wèrè ajíyàjẹ́ yìí. Olórí burúkú ló pọ̀ jù nínú yín. APC ẹgbẹ́kẹ́gbẹ́. You are suffering in the decisions they are making. All of their decisions are totally anti-human. You are their victims. So instead of you turning to me and trying to see what you can do or say to make me stop talking about them or raising the alarm, you should stop. First, stop believing or defending them, because sooner or later, their actions and inactions will kill you. We are all awaiting victims. I don't wish anybody evil or bad. By exposing those who are not wishing you anything, no, they are actually doing things that are destroying you. So you have to stop believing them. That's the first solution. What is the way forward? By the time you stop believing them, then you begin to get irritated by all the things they are doing or they have done to you. That is the first solution. People believe that before you will see a physical revolution, you need to first, before the physical revolution will manifest, we must build the mental revolution. The mental revolution starts from where you begin to see your place in the world that these criminals are creating. They are the enemies of Nigeria, not me. Because my wish can't change anything. When the sworn characters, the criminals, your criminal leaders, and their actions will continue to put the lives of millions of you at risk. Millions of us, including those who don't want to have anything to do with these rogues. So they've taken all of that. And they said they were defending the Naira. How do you defend Naira, my guy, when you are not investing in your own industries? When your power system, your electricity grid in Nigeria continue to collapse and collapse, like person where they suffer warapa, epilepsy. You cannot wish yourself out of this misery. You have to dig yourself out of it. You have to what? You have to walk yourself out of it. And by walking your way out of it means you have to actually put in the work. You don't wish. Wishes don't change. Wishes don't pay bills. Because if it is wishes, you don't wish Nigeria well. You, this Maiyegun, you are enemy of Nigeria. How am I enemy of Nigeria? When I am not the one who have taken the money meant for pensioners, money meant for, education, money meant for infrastructure, businesses that are folding up out of this, failing economic policies of your leaders. How is my wish the problem? And their actions is not the problem. But I understand, though. Listen, I'm not asking you not to abuse me, because that doesn't change anything. I'm just trying to speak directly to that your subconsciousness. There is something inside you. No matter how dark they've taken your heart, or no matter the darkest place they've taken your heart to. See, look at me very well. There's still always something inside you that is human, that will continue to remind you that this adventure of defending your criminal leaders and thinking everybody calling them out is the enemy. There is something inside you. There's a voice inside you. There's a leftover humanity inside you that I'm speaking to. And I'm speaking to it not because I want you to stop being foolish or stupid or being a slave. It's because I'm speaking directly to it, because it will be the one to remind you when nobody is there. It will remind you of your culpability, of your involvement, of how you enable these rogues to bring upon this hardship, this death upon you and every other innocent people around you. So I'm speaking directly to that subconsciousness. Because if wishes were horses, they say beggars will ride. If to wish for something, for example, now let's say wishing for something great or something good. If not so, the world works. Abba, do you know how many of you have been wishing for Nigeria to work? Oh man, I wish for this country to work. I really wish for. Because wishes don't build countries. Putting in the work does. Rome was not built in a day. True. Because the Romans were working every day in order to achieve a built Rome. Those who were building Rome were not stealing the sand, stealing the cement, stealing the iron rod, stealing the block and stealing everything they could steal, including the workers' payments. No, they were not. They were all dedicated. And saying Rome was not built in a day for those who have been spending their every day dismantling a contraption called Nigeria, failed the people, failed the country, but they still want to hold the title of distinguished this, excellencies that, honorable this, royal that, and all other titles they give to themselves. This bunch of Uluri Burukus parading themselves as your leaders. Their actions is what actually changes things, not the wishes of people like you or people like me. Because if you think, say, I wish Nigeria bad, what about you that wish Nigeria good? Do you not wish Nigeria good? How come your own wish is not working? How come it is my own wish for exposing the criminals who are destroying the place? How come it is my own wish that you think you don't wish Nigeria better? You do not, right? So yes, over $8 billion borrowed. Nobody can say what they use the money for. Okay? Over 3.8 trillion naira confirmed printed. Nobody can say what they use the money for. Okay? But you are hearing them. They are expecting another $2.5 billion from the World Bank before September this year. It is another loan. There has been no single investor that comes and says, major investor coming to Nigeria. None. Because there is no incentive to really want to come and invest in that contraption without thiefnubu and his gang attempting to take over your business or take over your investment, which is the real deal of these rogues. So I'm going to have to ask you if you know, do you know what they used the 3.8 trillion naira for? Of course not, you don't. Even if they try to make up something to tell you, indeed, it will never make any sense because there is no physical thing to show for it. But they are those in charge of the government. They can cook up anything. And as for the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the ombud slaves, the sophisticated morons, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the Agbadorians, as well as the Agbedarians as well, you know, they can't show you that, but they will tell you to remain positive, to remain expectant, while the rest of your lives are mortgaged right before your very eyes. Yeah, very eyes. With the belief that what would you do? What can you do? Because that's the same thing with Yeye Bello. You see that of Yeye Bello? It is so ridiculous that there are more than 100 Yeye Bellos scattered all over the entire rotten system of Nigeria. I mean, we were here when the supposed accountant general of Nigeria, Mukhtar something, that Kano guy, stole 189 billion naira. Accountant general, move away. In Nigeria, we are also a witness, okay, to a guy who is now the minister of state, Matawale, who also looted over 100 billion naira from Zamfara, poor state, the poorest state in Nigeria, after Bayelsa, supposed oil producing state, by the way. A ridiculous place, right? So we have seen them taking so much. So, but for that of Yeye Bello, we will do some analysis, especially for the bond voluntary slaves in Nigeria, who are easily, Nigerians don't really hate corruption. I love this line. And I'm so happy that a lot of people are using the line very well these days, right? Nigerians don't hate corruption. They don't hate, okay, hang on, roll it back. Let's roll it back. Many Nigerians don't hate corruption. Many Nigerians don't hate oppression. Majority of them just don't like it if they are not the ones doing the corruption or benefiting from it, doing the oppression or benefiting from it. That is when they will scream, and you will be like, oh my God. Blessed the word won't end though. But when they are enjoying it, somehow, they are not the victims of all of this. They are either unbothered, not concerned as usual, or they love it. Because I've seen many times that typical Nigerians will call on their barbaric, lawless, criminal politicians in government to use force, use power on those and teach some people some lessons for trying to expose them. You know what I mean? I've seen Nigerians, they've done that. Man, DSS supposed to carry this guy. Do you know how many of them who have asked that I should be arrested, I should be deported, I should be jailed, simply because I am showing to them not only how they are destroying their lives. Every now and then I am showing to the world the people responsible for the destruction, the division, and the bloodbath in Nigeria. And then the victims, they turn around. You, this guy, they're supposed to arrest this guy. Arrest me for what? They're supposed, man, one of them, not one of them. I've actually seen some Lagos Abobakus who have boldly written it on my own platform and said, I hate this guy along. I hate this guy with passion. Why would you hate me with passion? Kí ni mo ṣe fún ẹ? Kí ni mo ṣe fún ẹ? Wèrè. Because I am talking about the criminals and giving you the proof of how they are destroying the lives of millions of people, including you or your loved ones. Then, I hate this guy with passion. Honestly, people, they write time for my distance. The Olori Buruku Omo Alis, who are using left hand to point at their father's houses in Yoruba land, they turn around and call me Omo Ali because of thiefnubu, the druggie, heroin trafficker. Heroin trafficker in Yoruba land. They say something about, education is something we carry them like bread and butter. Man, not like you. Until the Olori Burukus who don't have value education took over the reign of governance in the western region of Nigeria. And then they turned us into Agbero. And they want a lot of us to be Agberos. All right, sirs. Baba. Baba, anybody when they beef you, you go chop their eyes for their wake keep. Anybody when they talk, say, make you no shine. My honorable, they no go shine. Baba, remember your boys, so we did here. That is a graduate that failed in his own calling. A graduate that is now Agbero. That is what they wanted for you. And that is what I'm pointing out. Those who are now misdirecting the supposed destiny of the Yorubas, the destiny of the Igbos, the destiny of the Hausa Fulani and the rest of you as well. So I pick on this. And then you turn around and you say, you did some more Ali. All because I am showing to you the people responsible for your backwardness, for your miseducation, for your unemployment, for your unemployability. Because, see, if we talk, say, people no get employment, the unemployment, these criminals are producing unemployable graduates in Nigeria in their tens and hundreds of thousands. People that spent years in school studying absolute trash, carrying certificates, calling themselves graduates. They are unemployed, but in reality, they are unemployable. So me showing you those who are responsible, you turned around, you point finger and say, you did some Ali, Talo Ali. Between you and Maiyegun, so it won't change you. So you get. I have seen them asking for those who are exposing the criminals that have mortgaged their lives. I have seen them ask that, they should arrest this guy. Former governor of Ogun State, Bewiri Benga Daniel, is a senator now. Okay. This was in 2018 or thereabouts. No, not 2018. I think it was like before that, somewhere around 2017, somehow. Immediate mad, they gone, shall you get me now? Because I know say they don't fit do anything. They cannot do anything to me. Shall you get? Legally, they cannot do anything to me. The government in Nigeria, the criminal politicians in Nigeria, legally, they cannot do anything to me. But nevertheless, I know that a lawless place, an illegal, illegal, illegitimate criminals running that place, they will do everything illegally. So sometimes in 2017, me and the fire everybody else, I feel like I'm a bit better now. Back then, right? I had people who said they would have loved what I was doing if nobody say the way they talk on. I was a firebrand. I don't agree, kind of, right? And I had my evidence, and people they give me things that time we say like, oh, what so solid you go. So the vuvu sellers, the ass slickers, majority of them are still in that contraption right now, wretched, hopeless, and remain beggarly. We call them political jobbers. Me, I was exposing the collaboration and then the collusion of Bewiri Daniel in looting my state, Ogun State, right? And impoverishing my people, our people. And at the same time, turning on the violent political crisis or the political existence that you now have, where young people were not mobilized to be, to be creators. They were mobilized to be, destroyers. Benga Daniel was funding terrorism in my state. Terrorism became a thing that, Baba, till today, I think they have more guns in Ogun State than jobs. And no thanks to Bewiri Daniel. So me, I did there, they fire my team. Bewiri Olori Bruku Ole, Benga Daniel Ole, Olori Bruku this, Olori, me now, Maiyegun as back then. Among these Olori Bruku boys, these ass lickers, this, this hopeless, rat or sewage rat, we'll call them. They started sending message to Bewiri Daniel. Bewiri now was asking that, okay, it's time to teach me a lesson. They wanted to teach me a lesson. Until when they told him, sir, so he's not in Nigeria, he's in Glasgow. I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was just to speak about all they did wrong. Here you get. But in Nigeria, that will send me to jail or get me killed. And there are Nigerians that will celebrate it. I hate that guy. They're supposed to jail him. What did I do? What have I done to go to jail? Right? Not that I have come here to make up things or make up a lie. I actually pick up on the happenings that a lot of you read in the news and pass on. Ogun State pensioners are owed 15 months unpaid salary. Benga Daniel celebrates his wife's birthday, and he spent over 300 million. So how does that correlate? I will be interested. Now, how could somebody whose state pensioners are not paid be able to afford 300 million naira for a party for his wife? Morally, does that even make any sense? Hey, shut up your mouth. Now, poverty, they worry you. Do you think it's easy to be governor? Governor, do you know how much money the governor has? I don't care how much money he has. These guys are thieves. Whatever money they have, they stole them. It's not their money. So they wanted to arrest me. And when they come tell and say, Now Glasgow in there, we no fee. Arrest me or no be say I done anything just to teach me a lesson. See, Benga Daniel was like, let's teach him a lesson. Sorry, one sec. They wanted to teach me a lesson. They will call the police. So the police will come and pick me up. All right. They will lock me up somewhere without the court, without anything. All right. Then if they ask them, why are you beating me? If I ask them, why are you beating me? Why are you torturing me? They will say, because I offended a big man, a former governor. And guess what? The ombud slaves, the sophisticated morons, they will be on social media, justifying it. Others will be begging them to release me. Please have passion. He will not do it again. His poor mother has been crying at home. Please, they don't go have liver. They will go, they cause trouble. That's how they treat Nigerians. So you will be a victim. So once they realize that I am a bone, a dry bone tied to their neck as dogs, I can't be eaten and I can't be thrown away. So they ended up having just to wish that something bad happens to me. Why? Why, Toshima, wish something bad happened to me when I am trying to wake you up from what is actually going to either kill you, or destroy you enough that you'll be nothing. That is their goal. That is what I'm exposing. Why are you so triggered? Why? Because it is Nigeria. That is why Yeye Bello will have people that want to do ritual for him. Yeye Bello will have people that will be asking you, is he the only first person? Leave him alone. Why don't you go and catch other people? Why don't you go and Even you, Maiyegun, even if it is you, are you not going to steal? This is a typical conquered people. That's how they think. Conquered, captured people. Nigerians. Use this Maiyegun. See this one that they're talking. See this Maiyegun that is talking. If not him, he will still. I know him. I trust him. He don't know me. The Olorebuku don't know me. I don't know him. But in his effort to try to defend his oppressor, he's wondering, why am I talking about it? Is he the only person? Leave him alone, Maiyegun. Go and talk about other people. Leave him alone. He doesn't know me. You don't know me. But you will see them, they will jump into the car and say, I know this guy, I know him, I know this guy, I know people like him. If na him be governor now, he go down buy the house, he go down buy peace, he go down, so that they will project it until they believe it and they wait for it. I say, then another way will come. Don't mind him, Jerry, my brother. Don't mind him. He's always coming here to come and talk rubbish. I don't blame him. I blame the people that are listening to him. Somebody that is, if you make him ordinary senator like this, this Maiyegun, this one where they look at, he go buy plane. He don't know me. But that is their way of creating a scenario that they have to believe, so that with that, they can come for you and say, shut up your mouth. Is he the first person to steal? Leave him alone. How come this thing they carry, the Kogi people self are not complaining? But now let me say this to you. It doesn't matter how you feel. My own point, or my reason why, or the reason why you're gonna keep seeing my face, is that I have ample evidence, confirmation. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Let me take a break. I'll come back, okay? Somebody said that the broadcast on Instagram had stopped because I'm only allowed 1 hour broadcast. I didn't know that, right? So let me take a break. I will be back, in a minute or two. Let's see if I can pull it off and get it back on, okay? Papa we know well. So talking about Yeye Bello. Yeye Bello stole over 84 billion naira from the people of Kogi State, a state where salaries unpaid, pensions unpaid, gratuity unpaid, promotion unannounced. For 8 years, ladies and gentlemen, the white chicken of Kogi or white lion of Kogi stole 84 billion. Okay, maybe don't let us go into the 84 billion yet. Let's go into this, $840,000. Yeye Bello called the American school, right? And he decided to make a deal with them. Remember how they depleted the Nigeria Central Bank reserve of dollars. Okay? So, Yeye Bello is one of them. Yeye Bello happened to be one of those governors that were using their state allocation every month. Once they get paid, for example, they get paid $2 billion allocation, $2 billion allocation, $4 billion allocation. Yeye Bello and gang who have turned their states, their state resources, or no, what do you call that thing again? Their state bank accounts. No, I don't want to use bank accounts. Their state POS. Their state POS. They have turned it into their piggy bank. So it is just like me. When, for example, when Google pay me, okay, it's my money, right? It's not our money. So when Google pays me and I see that thousands, I'm like, what should I do now? Should I go and buy another car? Should I go on holiday? Or should I buy this or that? Like that kind of feeling, right? It's my money. Same way when you get paid, your salary, right? You begin to feel like, what should I do? That's exactly how these rogue governors in Nigeria, that's how they behave. Okay? The moment the allocation land, it's like a bank alert. Here you get, it's like an alert. How much are they giving us this month? 4.6 billion. Oh, in Kereo. What do you think? Aboki? Can you imagine? They are only giving us 4.something billion this month. What do they want us to do with this money? 4.something billion. How are we going to do this? Say, okay. They say it's because there is no money to really share and all of that. So they say, we'll manage that one. Manage 4.5 billion. How do they expect me to survive on 4.5 billion? Anyway, call me Abu. Abu, can you get me $1 million? Oga, dollar is very, very scarce now. $1 million, except if you want to pay 2,000 naira to $1. Abu, 2,000 naira to $1. That's too much. Sir, if you don't take it now, River State governor is calling me. He wants to pay 2,500 naira to $1. And so those ones they do. They are always behaving like big men. Abu, it's all right. Bring me 1 million. How much is $1 million? They say, Oga, $1 million is it's 1 billion naira. 1 billion. Huh? See what I'm saying now? Just a single phone call to Abu now. 1 billion is gone from this 4.5 billion. So how did they expect me to survive on 4.5 billion for Kogi people? How? I think that's how Yeye Bello probably, or some of these state governors, how they react. Because once their state allocation comes, they see the balance. They look at other things they want to spend their money on before they even think about the workers. Before they even think about their people, that they need the road, they need this, or they need that. So before they think about all of that, the first thing is, 4 billion. What is all these things, What do they want to make I take 4 billion to? Once I remove the money for this, or remove the money for that, and this and this, and how much is left? Now they will be saying, we're not paying salary. Everybody will be complaining, we're not paying salary. We're not paying this. How can we pay salary with 4-point-something billion? Because when I start spending this money now only 1.2 billion go remain. Even the 1.2 billion, First Lady said she's organizing she wants to organize the trip for the local government chairman, the wives of the local government chairman to Dubai. And that's going to cost them about 1 million. See, you see? Anyway, go and tell them that we don't have salary this month. We'll wait for next month. Or we can go and look for anybody that can borrow us money so we can pay some salary and pay some people. Yeye Bello was paying people 4,000 naira salary. Papa, apart from the fact that they were not paid for years, Yeye Bello, he will call them once in a while. Breaking news. Governor Yeye Bello has approved 1.6 billion naira payment of 3 months arrears salary from the 6 years unpaid. Breaking news. Is now considered and say, okay, this noise is too much. Yeah, let's go and pay them 2 months. At least you have something. Yeye Bello was paying workers as low as 3,000 naira. I'm talking about workers whose salary was supposed to be somewhere around maybe 40,000, 50,000. But they receive a lot of 3,500. The alert of 2.5 from the state as their salary. And nobody's explaining to them what does that mean. Like, what will be this one? Is this one salary or waiting? And you dare not go out there and talk about it. Or this marafoka called an American school and paid in advance up to 2034. 2034. While the children of Kogi are not guaranteed of ever going to school. And if they did go to school, so what can you do with 1 billion naira? $840,000. Many things. Let's start with water. You know this issue of water, no water, here and there. If you take that 1 billion and they decide to just put one single water corporation, or hang on, no, they don't even need to build another one. You see that 1 billion, if they take, I don't know how many water, I don't know if Kogi has water corporations, right? I believe they probably do. You should have water corporation, even if it's not working anymore. All right? Because that used to be a thing back in the days where all of us had water in our homes. Abi? So, Kogi State, if they just take, listen to this, if they just divide that 840,000 US dollars into 3, so if you divide it into 3, you probably will get about 200, maybe $285,000. 840, 60,000 into 3. That's 20. So yeah, so you could probably get about $280,000 each. And if we use a billion calculation, you can easily get about 330 million naira, 330 million naira each from that 1 billion or $840,000. Okay, so divide it into 3. And each senatorial district, you invest 330 million naira in their water corporation, just to make sure that water supply and the water flows in all the 3 senatorial districts of Kogi State. I know that the money is meant to have been used for payment of this or payment of that. I'm just saying that, what can that money do if he decided not to pay salary, which is absolute madness? Okay, it's illegal, right? The way he did, instead of not paying salary and keeping the money, to go and give it to American international school for the schools and classes that your son is yet to attend up to 2034, 10 years away. 10 years away. You still deny the pensioners, denying the workers their salaries. Baba, if you take that money and you decide to use that money to provide water for them, accessible, pipe-borne drinkable water, 3 senatorial districts, do you know that Yeye Bello and his name will remain forever in the mouth of those people? And Kogi State could probably end the drought of water shortages. That is one. 1 billion or $840,000. Divide it into 10, and that will give you 100 million naira each, right? I personally believe that if these guys are not evil, yeah, with 100 million naira cottage industry located next to every 10 local government areas, attach them to something that is something that's raw material can be easily found. For example, farming or whatever is being farmed or grown. 100 million naira processing plants or cottage industry can guarantee minimum of 50 direct jobs in that area and more than 500 indirect jobs in that area, and even more taxes and more money for Kogi government to spend on other things. 10 fantastic cottage industry that is self-powered. These days that they have solar power, solar panel, solar this, that can actually power industries, depends on what you want to invest it on. 10 cottage industries will not only bring Kogi State to life, create jobs, it will also hand them money, real money, that will be there like forever. And this can be built upon, right? Okay, maybe not. The money he paid the American International Bank to help, for his son's education, $840,000 or 1 billion naira. Again, divide it into 20, and you will have 50 million naira each. Let's say 20, and give this 50 million naira each to every health center, healthcare center in Kogi State. Give it to 20 of them. That will not only have a facelift, but possibly an improved infrastructure, and accessibility, access to healthcare for tens or hundreds of thousands of Kogi people. That can help. That is what that money could do. It didn't do that. Again, 1 billion naira, do you know, can actually, in all genuity, fix some certain roads, not construct new roads. Yeah, this 1 billion can fill and seal so many bad roads, potholes within the Lokoja metropolis alone that the government won't need to borrow money, spend billions in constructing new roads. But the money went into payment for advance payment for his son's education until 2034. I have a caller. Hello.
Hello, brother. Maiyegun.
Baba, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Good afternoon. Wow, these are you speaking from Netherlands.
AY from Netherlands. And you like Balejo Kolu. So Kolu is right there in your city, riding in the Uber cars. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what he's doing here. We are supposed to like come out, stone this guy back to Nigeria. But what I want to say is this, right? I actually called for hours, like last night, I think, but couldn't make it. But what I wanted to say is, Peter Obi telling Nigerians to come out, we should dig boreholes and all that stuff. That is not the solution, right? If he says he's not campaigning, right, but all these things that he's doing, I believe that is for 2027, right?
Obviously, but he has the right to deny that it's not about that. Because I mean, comparing what they call the immediate challenges. So whatever he does, it will be about the election anyway. You know what I mean? But looking beyond that, does that negate the suffering that is probably currently putting a searchlight on AY? Sorry.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like is more like wasting his time in the way, because that's not what he should be doing.
Right.
What the last election showed is that no matter how good you are, no matter how well spoken you are, no matter the vision you have for Nigeria, if you don't have that power, you can't implement anything.
No, you can't.
So the first thing you should do is to start thinking there's nothing like good guy, bad guy when it comes to Nigeria elections.
Yes, sir.
The last election showed you that they were beating people. You were all here. They were flogging people around Lagos.
And now they were shooting at them too. And now they were warning them, don't come out. And it is not even just the Igbos. You see where this thing should be more concerning for a lot of us, especially the Yorubas and non-Igbos too, right? Is that this is the first time for real that people were being profiled. And the one that got to me, AY, was that you look too clean to be a Yoruba. You must be Igbo. That one got to me.
Exactly. Oh, like, I'm not surprised.
Are the Yoruba supposed to look dirty like them?
They're supposed to look dirty.
Are we supposed to look unkept or poor like they have made them? To the point that our people were they were denied in Ikorodu, in Lagos Island, even right there in Oshodi. Go away. And some of them would try to stand their ground. They were beaten and bruised and wounded. So talking about a gentleman, so that is where you believe that Obi is not really the guy.
Exactly. It just like 6 million votes now. What do you think people are still going to like come out again in 2027?
I don't
that
think
was
so.
What you should have thought of. Like me, I'm just looking at common sense here now. I'm not just just common sense, right?
Yeah.
So that's why the beating that common talks are flogging me because I want to vote for you. I'm not paid, number one. You want me to carry my head again and come out in 2027 and repeat the same thing? But you assured me that there's going to be security. You have a polling agent on ground and all that stuff. You understand? So my point, what I'm trying to make is the solution is not to save that money. If it is INEC, and all those agents on that polling on the day of election, gather those funds down. If you are going to pay thugs, pay them. If you are going to the same strategy
right,
that
play their own game and stuff like that, you mean?
You have to play their game. When you get into power, then you make the change. You implement your vision. But for now, look at the Lagos election. That one was the one that pained me the most. This guy had all it takes to win
that GRD
the election.
guy, man, that guy was
exactly.
An MIT trained guy who speaks so clearly, only for him to be ganged up against. Even their gang up couldn't save them though. Without the INEC, someone could be gone by now. All those noise they're making, all those, even this, Baba, no, will tell us to right. Despite all the intimidation, where they didn't allow people to come out and this or that, they still got trounced, beats in blue-black. So if nobody say INEC, someone could be history today. It's not their power, it's not their intimidation, but I get your message. Go on, Baba.
Yeah. So he had all the takes. The momentum was on Labour Party. Right, you already won in the presidential, you won Lagos. So all you had to do was to protect your voters. You are assuring people to come out to vote for you. You know your voting class are educated people. They are the business class. They are not students. They are not You knew that, and you couldn't come organize security or even boys. That was what this guy was pointing. That PDP candidate, Jando, was pointing to him. But in they said virtual security. Where is the security?
I remember I covered the whole thing. I kept playing you the video here now. We have assured the people, the security has assured us. I spoke with the commissioner of police, and they said they will bring police there. The day of the election, Baba, the guy was calling. I saw where he was like, they said he was calling commissioner, he was calling this or that. Because people were calling that they have been attacked here, we have been stopped here. At the end of the by 12 noon, he's been overwhelmed. It's history. Those useless people they come now and say, he should go and be governor in Anambra. The guy will be governor in Lagos State, but it's not going to be like that, right?
Yeah, like it's like it's so embarrassing. Like these people, all they have,
it's a waste of
even
time.
Someone who doesn't believe is it's just intimidation. You saw the video MC Lomo put out a day before. Inside that video, if you go and watch it, you will see people like indicating that they are going to kill. Like you could see the sign that Undertaker does, that anybody that comes and watch it. And you saw all these things. You didn't put boys in order. Peter is repeating the same mistake again in 2027, still doing this good boy politics. You need to get your hands dirty.
If they don't want him to be arrested. You remember now, the obedient will tell you, you know that they are watching him. We don't want him to be, they want to arrest him. I say, all right. Why don't you provoke them to arrest you? Look at these guys in Senegal. They provoke the authority there until they make enough mistakes, right? To arrest them. What happened today? So if you are afraid of Peter Obi being arrested, in that contraption, that means you are all deceiving yourselves that you want to rule Nigeria then. But it's fine.
Exactly.
Me, I shall like, I say they put pressure on them. Me, I like that one. Sure, you get me now, keep that pressure until everything collapses. I like it.
Yeah. She already did the same thing, if you remember, sir. She already did the same thing in 2019. He went, where did she already didn't go? All the 36 states, the North, we all followed it. And still, not. So that's to tell you.
The day go come. So everybody go down and see the sign. First, INEC official no go arrive on time. Or they will arrive, they will forget something. And in some places, some talks already did down. They say, no votes. So that day, everybody go just hear the old news everywhere. But yet they will still announce results. Ridiculous people. Ridiculous. They will still announce results.
So that kind of system, the system is already leading you by 10-0. To even get to 10-5, you need to do what is needed. It's nothing like bringing borehole or sharing money up and down. That's not what you need right now.
Strategic, right? Remember, they said the reason why it's going up north is to indeed, familiarize himself with the real issue, not the speculation of what majority of us say, the north is this, the north is that. So the guy seems to be roughing some feathers there too. Because you and I may think he's wasting his time, but I don't think APC is seeing it that way. Have you noticed the recent level of campaign against him about his education? Have you not seen that?
Yeah,
I think strategically, right? Whether it's going to work or not is a different ball game now, okay? I think the guy is really riling them, if we all of us want to be honest. And if he continue that way, well, that could be a ground for the revolution that will eventually happen. Something has to happen.
Brother, Mr. Maiyegun, check him out. Check him out. I don't see any revolution happen ever in Nigeria. I don't see any. See, there are some things that will happen in other countries that they will have revolted. It happened in Nigeria. People are not revolting. These people, Nigeria. See, on one side, the moment the spirit of that revolution, it has been killed by the religion that they are practicing. You are going to church every Sunday. The pastor is telling you that no matter how bad Nigeria is, it will be good for me and my family. So if you are listening to those kind of preachers, how do you motivate yourself to take your leaders into account when on one side religion is already playing its own role to to sort of reduce your sensitivity towards these things, right? If you get my point. And then on the other side, politicians are giving you, like the devil, you're saying that, you should come shake it, you should come, you don't know, now politician, your local government chairman, those are your devils.
And now they are the devil holding your destiny, holding your marriage, holding your health. Yeah, the devil holding your progress in life. There is no other.
So how do you not expect revolution to happen? Is it the Cuban one that want to happen? I don't see, brother. Like there are things that we can't hear. Like, how can somebody steal 800 billion? They increased what did they even increase recently? Is it the data? Is it the cost of data or something, or cost of the increase in taxes? You know that dollar from is it 500 to 14?
No, from 710 naira to 1,900.
1,900, and people are
and it came down to 1,000 when they started doing the artificial backing. Right? It came down to 1,019 naira or 1,100. Then it be like say the whole artificial backing of naira. Let's say the dollar don't dry a bit too, so it's back now to 1,490, almost 1,500 today. Pound sterling is now over 1,700 going.
You can imagine. So, that's why I always.
Let me say this too, right? I have that same sentiment, or I used to have that same sentiment. Okay, that we have too many divisions, too many things dividing us for us to even talk about revolution. All right, or for that to happen in Nigeria. So others even believe that it's not revolution that will happen in Nigeria. It is chaos, right? Where everything will just be like breakdown of law and order everywhere. But I still think we are tilting towards a controlled revolution. It's going to be spontaneous. It's going to happen. But you see, when I talk about the ground for it, take a look at the northern Nigeria, where we believe that it's going to be watered down no matter what, right? They currently are in position to be triggered because their man is not there, you will say, right? Us in the south, we never really follow that feudal mentality of the north. We are all agitated, and only small thing can trigger us and send us to the streets in a big way. But the only weakest link is that north. So if I say a ground laying effort is being made with this intrusion and incursion into that most part of northern Nigeria, where people are able to actually, have something or someone to associate with who is also associating with their problems, so to say, right? So anyway, I am not 100% saying it's going to be a revolution like that. But I'm saying that people will need something to an excuse of why they are going to unleash the beast in them. It is cooking. A lot of our Nigerians right now, their problems have been so bottled up, right? It has filled to this level. One small spark will trigger it. But if it is not controlled, we are going to end up the same way. That's my own worry. But if you don't think it's going to happen, based on what you are saying, you might be right. Because a lot of us are just sometimes, we do want things to happen our way. Sometimes they don't. And sometimes things surprises us in a way that we never really prepare for. But the bottom line, why? If these guys continue the way they are doing right now, whether it is going to be revolution or whether it's going to be chaos, breakdown of law and order, something is going to happen. When? I don't know. That is where a lot of people believe that Maiyegun, nothing will happen because they don't know too, and they believe that Nigerians could hold things on forever. There is enough of what you can hold, Baba. There is enough of what people can hold. Here you get. These ones will stick with them like never before. But again, hopefully it will be a controlled one because even if they come out and scream and shout and send these criminals away, what about the criminals who are going to pretend and take advantage of it and take over and then return all of us back to the same hell hole? So I wish we will have a controlled one. I do wish. But he's doing it well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
God bless you, Baba.
Thank you.
So that's AY there from Netherlands, which is Holland, which is Amsterdam. Is Amsterdam not in Holland? It is. So sometimes when I talk like that, right? When I am, doing a two-man talk, right? I will say something. I will be like I'm asking someone a question, and I'll be answering it myself. I think they said it's a very, a sign of a healthy brain. Yes, I read about that. You see, when you sit down and you are like, I think I'm going to need that too. This, right. Within 1 minute, you've already done some planning. It is a sign of a healthy, very healthy brain. So I was talking about Yeye Bello and what the money that they're stolen and also expended on his son's education. America International School, Abuja, collected $840,000 from the former Kogi governor. Now they're planning to return it. I have given you an idea what 1 billion naira, $840,000 could actually really do for the people of Kogi State in that space. Okay? Now think about what 84 billion can do. I think I've taken another call. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hey, Maiyegun.
Baba?
Àwọn Amsterdam rèé o.
Èyí tí Amsterdam. Èyí lè gbàlejò kọlu. Ẹ̀kọ́ àlejò ẹ̀kọ́ aráyá o.
Mama dáwọ́ náà kí ló ń tẹ́.
You are not going to the Nigerians in the Netherlands meeting thiefnubu.
What about is my business with them?
No,
what is my business?
Because normally, right, Baba, normally they will come from Nigeria, okay? And they will come in there, like they may be like about 100 of them, okay? So now they will come into your space. They will say, thiefnubu want to meet Nigerians. Now, only maybe about 10 or 15 people will show up. But in the all, you will see about 40, 50 people. 70% to 80% of them are those who follow Kolu from Nigeria. They will sit down there like say they live in Netherlands with you. They'll be clapping. Then when they finish, they will go and grant interview. And so the president, we are so happy to see him here. Nigerians in Netherlands are so happy. Meanwhile, you wait in Netherlands, they're not going to invite you or interview you. About how you doing? We thank God, though. Thank you very much, sir. About everybody.
And I don't want to quickly talk about this Yeye Bello.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead, sir.
It's not that he will pay school fees. It's a system of laundering money outside. This is not school fees. And it's a pity that the Nigerian situation is like this. It's supposed to be in jail by now. It's supposed to put down companies and how can you say you are paying your children's school fees till 2034? 10 years in advance. And you refuse to pay salary. You refuse to pay salary, you refuse to pay pension for your people. How did they know that that song will last?
Somebody was asking that in the comment. How is he sure that the son will be alive in 10 years' time? But I believe that too, sir. It is not about any school fees, okay? It's just that maybe in another few months, it would have called the school and say, you know what?
Let me tell you, you see all this international school that all of them are saying they are paying. No, we have them here. We have so many of them here. We have so many. Last week I was in The Hague and they told me Tinubu is coming. I said, what's my business with Tinubu? That Tinubu is coming. What I said done in Nigeria became me. What I said done.
Want to go and see.
All it does come is to come and borrow money from these people. It's just to come and talk bullshit. So what is it coming to do? And these people have already knowing that it's a drug dealer. It's not genuine. So I don't think they will even give him any money. Just coming to waste his time.
Baba, there was an Holland or Netherlands paper that actually published about thiefnubu as a drug lord when they declared him winner.
Of course, now.
Right there in your country. Remember that time, sir? There was actually a paper in Holland that make thiefnubu story headline. I brought the picture back then. They know him.
I was even watching the news yesterday morning to see whether they will talk about him that is here. They didn't say anything in their news. No. Nothing. They didn't even bring him out that the so country president is here.
That's why meeting your prime minister.
They didn't even bring it out in the news.
They are going back to Nigeria now that investors from Holland, they are begging they are going to Nigeria with them.
That's what the start said there. My brother, let me leave you, Jali.
It is well. Can you nice day, Baba?
I know that very soon, things will happen in that country.
It's very soon. I know.
It's not a matter of time. We can't continue like this. We can't.
No. Thank you so much, sir. You have a good one, right? So my line is still very much open. So you see the irony of it all, right? Now, this school has agreed to return the money to EFCC so that they don't want problems. Now, EFCC would have to return the money to Kogi people. And guess who is the governor of Kogi? Yeye Bello says to G. Olodo. Ododo. Olodo, the governor of Kogi, the criminal himself, was the one that broke him out of the EFCC's grip in Abuja and took him straight to the presidential lodge in Lokoja to hide him there. So EFCC will collect this money, give it to Kogi, which is give it to Olodo. Olodo will now give the money back to Yeye Bello. Okay? No vex, Jerry. Take your money. EFCC just gave me back that 840,000. Oh, that was fast. Yeah, okay, that's your money. But please don't let them know where you are sending it this time around, sir. Okay? Oh, no. You have done well. Don't worry. They're just wasting their time because that's exactly what it is like to me. Shey EFCC go now, if EFCC captured Bello, finally, and they are able to collect maybe half of what he has stolen, even if they say, I'm just kind of, imagination won't finish me now, right? Even if they now send him to jail, so what will happen to the money? They will give it back to Kogi, or they will hold it until Olodo is not the governor again. Because whoever they give the money to in Kogi as well, they either give it back to Yeye Bello, or they will keep it for themselves. Kogi people. Una dey here. Hello.
Hello, my general.
Hey, good morning. Prince Adewale, the African Wahala. You are up this morning.
Yes, sir. I'm good. I just wanted to tap in quickly before the day began.
Beautiful. Go for it.
Yeah, man. This Yeye Bello situation, it further shows the level of impunity in Nigeria. And to me, it seems like the impunity is only increasing. And these guys are getting more and more emboldened. They just don't care. Like, we knew Yeye Bello was very lawless. You know, he's a lawless guy. Yes, we get it. He's as lawless as you remember this guy Malami, or as lawless as Buhari. Yes, Malamu. Yeah, these are very lawless guys, right? And Yeye Bello took it to another level. I don't think his own lawlessness is as high as Malami's, but it's for me. It's just
I'm waiting for that one too. But as we know, it is all mostly just entertainment show off. See, Malamu collected back Abacha loot. They returned. There was this Abacha loot, the African Wahala. It was, I think it was 1.5 billion dollars. So the Swiss bank, they've concluded all the arrangements to return the money. Then Goodluck Ebele Jonathan lost power. So immediately that Bokwari came in, the document was already on the desk of whoever becomes the Attorney General. So Malamu, all he needed to do is just to acknowledge the receipts and confirmation that they are ready to receive the money. That's all he needed to do. Just write them back. And guess what? Malamu and his gang, they decided to milk it. So what did they do? Malamu hired some lawyers to help look into the already concluded case and all that, just to look into it and see if it's okay. So those ones now went and they looked into it, and they were paid 18.5% of the entire money they are returning to Nigeria. So just like that, not doing anything. They were not. Jonathan's government and their lawyers have done all they had to do. Those ones have, right? It was time to receive the money. They lost power. It was time to pay to Nigeria. Malamun created the opportunity. Guess how much these guys actually paid from that deal of 1.something billion? They actually had a court that is
18%.
See, they had a court that is, according to the record, they had a court that is over $180 million. Cool money. Just like that. And many others too. But yeah, talking about Malamun. Go on.
So, you know, we live in a crazy world. I mean, we live in a world where a criminal that has power can call an innocent man a thief and throw him in jail, and nothing will happen. People can see that happening, but they can't stop that from happening. That's the kind of world that we live in. And, you know, finally, let me make a point about this guy, this same Yeye Bello and his puppet, or rather, I don't know who is the puppet between himself and Ododo.
Well,
before Ododo got into power,
is the master now.
But the roles might have reversed because Ododo is now in power, so Bello might now be the puppet, because that's just how stupid power is in that useless country.
How it can be, right?
So I think about it like, and I read this from one of our good comrades, David Ondei. I saw it. He made a post about how the so-called elites in Nigeria they are just poor people with money. And it's the same thing that you say on the program all the time, that these Nigerian criminals, all they are poor people, with lots of money.
It's money. Nigerian big men, they are so poor that all they have is money. And that is why, even with the money, they have no idea how to build a responsible society. It's obvious, isn't it?
And I mean, look at Kogi State, brother. I don't know if you've been to Lokoja before.
No.
Lokoja is the definition of a shithole. The place is garbage. So with all the billions, you buy Lexus SUV bulletproof, it costs 500 billion naira. You drive that Lexus SUV with a long convoy of other SUVs, Toyotas, expensive cars, bulletproofs, through those haggard, dusty, filthy roads.
Communities.
You drive to your mansion. In that your mansion, it's only 1% that has decent lifestyle. The remaining 99% of the people, there is no sanitation. They shit in the bush because they don't have toilets. They don't have pipe-borne water. Oh, pipe-borne water that's dreaming too far. Electricity? Oh no, electricity never. They don't deserve electricity. Poor people. But these elites, their only concern is to steal as much money so that they don't go back to that same poverty that many of them experienced growing up. And this is one of the reasons why the people need to stop. I think for me personally, I believe that if people can realize that these guys that you are worshiping because they have money, they are nothing. They are just regular people with an opportunity to rob other people. So they don't deserve the kind of respect that you give them. Don't give them any respect. And, the Nigerian society has conditioned us to worship people that have money, especially if they are politicians. We all know politics is the most lucrative career path in Nigeria. That's why everybody is trying to become a politician. But we need to stop respecting them and their friends. Stop giving these guys any kind of level. Just be like Maiyegun in your own little corner. Cuss them out. Every opportunity that you have, call them all types of derogatory names. Don't give these guys any kind of respect. Psychologically to help you.
I mean it. Their attention, so that once they call you, you begin to smile. You begin to say, I'm taking it. Can I take a selfie, sir? Can I take a selfie? I'm so happy to see you, sir. Can I take a selfie? Oh my God. No, when you call them out, you have to mean it. Continue.
Yes.
Abba.
Yes, and teach your children the same thing. Tell your kids that never allow these people put themselves on a pedestal that they cannot be rejected. They are human beings like you. Look at Yeye Bello. He was a god recently. He was a god. They were worshiping this guy in Kogi State. Look at him now, running around.
He was a god.
Hiding from
this
the
guy took excavators to his opponent's constituency in order to prevent the electoral materials from getting there for them to vote. He did it. And when he was asked, why would you do this? Why would you destroy the road? Roads that you did not build. Why would you destroy the road? He said he decided to dig the road to prevent the bandits from coming to the community. And you had to do that the night before election? He said yes. Like he said, he lived like a dog, right? I mean, well, I would call him a dog.
Like a dog.
He said a dog.
Yeah, like a dog.
He said he lived like a dog. But I said, no, it's like he lived like a dog.
He's a dog.
And
I feel like those...
Because it's an insult to call dogs Yeye Bello. There are dogs who are really very smarter than people like him. The African Wahala.
Definitely. See, Maiyegun, you just, when you call the guy a dog now, it was very funny to me because it's like naturally, the only words that you have for these guys is Ikwe. And I love it. Ikwe. Because these guys deserve nothing good. How can you have such a level of impunity because you are the governor of a state? And before you got into that position, you saw it as a place where I'm going to get a lot of money and I will become a god. So when you got into that position, you did exactly as you thought. You didn't pay people for months. You didn't pay your workers for years, but you stole millions of dollars to pay in advance school fees of your children. And the American school is also complicit. You see how all these international organizations are? They are complicit. I mean, how can Nigeria is so crazy. Let me just round up with this final point.
Yes, sir.
For the record, people, the reason why we are upset, okay, because some people, they might come here and they'll be like, man, you guys are always upset. What's wrong with you? Maiyegun, I even had someone randomly. I was on another platform, an American platform. I was having a conversation with some guys.
Right.
And one guy just jumped in. He said, I know you, African Wahala. I know you from Maiyegun. You guys are this. Because on the African American platform, they are promoting African countries, promoting Nigeria, talking about, Nigeria, Dangote just built a refinery. Now Nigerians are going to be
all those
enjoying. So I have to come
fancy
into that conversation. Exactly. I have to come in and tell them that, listen, I understand you guys, you want to reconnect with your roots.
and all that, but you don't have to lie about
You
it.
know, I respect that, but please, the millions of Nigerians that are suffering, they completely disagree with you. And that's how one random guy from, I believe, from Sierra Leone, this guy just came in and he was just upset with me. He said, I know you from Maiyegun. You guys are always bashing Nigeria. You guys can't see anything good come out of Nigeria. And I told him straight up that, bro, listen, you have a British accent. You live in the UK. You're from Sierra Leone. You can't even tell me anything about Nigeria because you don't even live in Sierra Leone.
Right.
You live in Britain. So why are you telling me about Nigeria? Just relax. So the point is, the reason why we're always upset is this level of impunity that we just described from a former governor. This guy had executive powers. He used those executive powers to steal millions of dollars from the state coffers, paid huge deposits. A very poor state. I'm talking about one of the poorest regions of the world.
Poorest regions, yes.
This man put millions of dollars from that state into the private pockets of an American international school. So the school is complicit. Now, this same guy with the level of impunity refused to pay salaries of workers for years. And then the little infrastructure that the state had, he demolished it with tractors because he was trying to prevent his political opponents from getting it. So that is the level of impunity in Nigeria. And guess what, people? He's not going to go to jail. Oh, I can bet it. Yeye Bello will be a free man at the end of the day. He's not going to go to prison because that's how Nigeria is. So when we are complaining about Nigeria, that is just a little snippet, a tip of the iceberg of what's going on in the country. So yeah, thank you so much, Maiyegun General, for your work, my brother.
The African Wahala.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
it. A lot of people
it.
have your names. A lot of people have, I mean, few people possibly have your face. But I promise you, a lot of people know that name and your objectivity all the time too, Baba. Thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Bless you. That is the African Wahala. A very sincere and objective individual is my friend. I know they do friendship with willies, and you know, the people that cannot even think for themselves. I think think clearly enough to be objective in your own public assertions, right? You look at me and you say, I don't see anything good in Nigeria. Show mad, see anything good, like what? So I should celebrate. Oh, Davido has been nominated for Grammy. Oh, what else should I celebrate to? Oh, Wizkid Essence has been nominated. We are talking about real life issues here. We are talking about a situation whereby if things continue the way they are, Somalia will be like our small London. But you want me to come and join other liars and other lies, to amplify lies so that I can feel better. Nigeria is getting better. Oh, the Nigerian naira and dollar is crashing when I know what they are doing. So you want me to see something good in that? I am seeing people's savings, people's livelihood, people's businesses, people's relationship all scattered and destroyed because of the actions of these rogues that you call government in Nigeria. You want me to see something good in that? Whether you are Sierra Leonean or you are Ghanaian or wherever you are, if you don't know our story, just get the hell out and fuck the hell off. Okay? Or better still, change your nationality. Become a Nigerian. Hello there.
Hello there.
Baba. How are you?
In fact, Maiyegun General, could be able to share me. Put it to your message. We have to let Maiyegun she beg before call me. I'm kilo let's go. Kilo go. You know what, Baba? Make a salute you. Shapa Maiyegun Baba. Maiyegun General.
See, Sherry, if to say if I did that side, I did here.
Yes.
Now you see that.
Yes.
Me, now me be my I can't get the other side. I swear. I never have a chance of calling in. It is like that. But I'm glad that
you know where to, Baba. You know where to.
You know what? We have versions now, so we have afternoon. We have evening, so we always stop.
Baba, don't tell me we have two versions. Baba, what this is not children, Baba.
Budget.
They watch everything. All the while when they read all these books, when they read everything, Baba. You know I say, you know what about anything because I want to watch the platform music. Me, they remind you not for God. You want my hand over Facebook, you want over YouTube. You know that issue where because at the end of the day, all that to marry you lots of Bombay. So I remind you not of God. I not only make it permanent because at the end of the day, you know what you have. Since you opened this studio, I never talked to you. I will call say, oh my God, it's stigma for God. At the end of the day, Baba. Àwọn èèyàn àti wá pè wọlé wọn àti sọ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ní àkọ́kọ́ give up ní pé bàbá àgbẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn ti sọ because wetin you don't understand be say you yourself you dey build army wey be say you dey give us brain wey be say mímọ ìwà ẹ̀ ti wá kó sáàárín àwọn idiot tí mo mọ̀ pé gbogbo yín yìí lè lo iṣẹ́ ẹ̀mọ́ bó ṣe ń lọ mo máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fún ọ nǹkan tó fọ́ọ̀nì ní pé mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ kan Nàìjíríà presently tó fi ẹ̀ ṣe mo wá pe àbúrò mi tó ń look over gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ yẹn mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí blast àwọn Nigerian government ṣe everything ó lè bí pé àwọn boys tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní site yẹn mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọ́n kàn ṣe àmọ́ ìlú tó ní máa ń fún ọ̀sán ṣá gbogbo ìfọ̀nsọ tó ní máa ìfọ̀nsọ because ilé ti sú wa gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ń bàjẹ́ sí ni àárín kankan ṣe ààrẹ everything ṣe now let me just start from your reading then I will come to Yeye Bello because nítorí Yeye Bello mo ṣe pè wọlé lẹ́ni but because I've listened to all the readings and everything I wanted to talk a bit about all the readings but I want to tell you one thing lẹ́ni ó gbọ́ mi làwọn ọ̀rọ̀ northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, how the British ruined Nigeria completely. I want to tell you one thing today, Baba. The British, they knew the Yorubas were the most intelligent, the Yorubas and the Igbos. They knew the Yorubas and the Igbos were the most intelligent in that country. That is why they did not want us to get to the power.
They said it now. No, they said it, Baba. They said they cannot allow us. We are troublesome. We are troublesome.
You understand? Even if there are some videos, there was a video you showed us of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saying that the British called the Biafra the proud people of Biafra.
Yes.
You don't want
They do that. They do that because they know what they are saying. You understand? The story, the educated soldiers that they were planning the coup, they knew what was going on. All the ones that were educated in Britain, all the ones that were educated in Nigeria, all of them, they made sure all of them smell power. They made sure to smell power. And now look at what these people, what they have done to that country. Look at the position. Papa, look at the position that country is. Nǹkan tó fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà di ló di yẹn.
Absolutely.
Nǹkan táwọn bí yẹn fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà di òun ló di yẹn. Kò sí pé bóyá èèyàn kan fẹ́ máa lọ pé ẹ fẹ́ lọ ṣe kò sí miracle tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe anywhere. If these people say there is no way, there's nothing you can do because I will not put gbogbo charade yìí together.
That's right.
So now let us now go back to Yeye Bello, Baba. Ìgbà tí mo rí article yẹn lórí tí diaspora radio come post here lórí Facebook lẹ́ni. I was telling my fellow workers, most of them were British. I was fuming because we have our educational system in Nigeria has been completely spoiled. It has completely damaged. Do you understand? You showed us a video of students standing in sewage water and still going to school in public schools. Do you remember those videos that you showed us? And then you have a governor that is gone away to pay over almost $1 billion for his own child. One person, we have how many out of school children in Nigeria? You always tell us all these things.
We have 7 million out of school children, just for the record.
And then you have a governor that's going to go and pay almost $1 billion for one child to go to school for 10 years. Do you understand me? That you can see now that so Nigerians, the people in that state now, they will see that and they will not even do anything about it.
Because they will ask you,
they won't do
the only person. Is it the only person?
Exactly. You have said all this, Papa. You say, show me, Connie. Show me, come and joke on Nigeria and feel now when you're not to teach you. Now you're not to teach you.
As you talk now, say, what they paying you most, is that the Kogi people, there are some people in that Kogi that will be defending him and the rest of that and all that, right? See, me, I don't see a person where talk say, the lady, I mean, you see the level at which some people are even talking about this Yeye Bello. You will think that Yeye Bello make it impossible for them to sleep with their wives. Any correlation? Like,
can you imagine? Correlation, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, okay,
it doesn't make any sense, Baba.
You are talking as if to say Yeye Bello collected your wife, or Yeye Bello no allowed to sleep with your wife.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. The one into Sherry Baba Sherry, I will Sherry Pelu Yanis, Sherry Pelu Kawi on my sofa. In fact, your control from a con. Look at all the analysis you gave us, what that money could have done in that state.
A lot, Baba.
A lot. You see, these are the things we tell people back home. They
are waiting for their 1,000 or 2,000. And they will tell you.
Ìjọ ọ̀la fẹ́ ṣe orí burúkú ìdí ẹ̀wọ̀ orí burúkú tó ń ṣe kiri náà Maiyegun. I think bàbá nítorí tọ̀ náà ó dà pa wà tá à ń pè wọlé ara máa replace ìdí ọ̀gàngàn bó ṣe máa ń ṣe fáwọn olórí burúkú. Because ìwọ ti sí mà wá ní ìsìn àwọn bàbẹ̀ sí ṣe tó fáwọn because wọ́n ní kúure àwọn bíbí yóò ní kúure aláì wọ́n ní kúure. Mo ń gbọ́ bàbá.
I don't calm down. That's why I sit in my kitchen. Some people just think that I was an airhead. That this guy is like guy is always angry. Next thing to because then
Baba, like, why would anybody with the same mind? Baba, anybody with the same mind. I need
$840,000.
Dollars.
And I'm talking about $840,000, but go $840,000 and go and pay it for something. Baba, come on now.
Partners, something partners.
They don't get out.
Something partners. Really, right? There's no mobile anything
at all.
Yeah? And then when you tell them, they'll be looking at you like they pay mad. They pay mad. They pay because I don't understand, Baba. I don't get it at all. What more do people want? Get out of your tomb, come in your tomb. What do you want? And then elite more than Bisha, them mommy, to back to you, you go on that mobile. No, I'm also Africa. One poor she didn't have poor back and in power. Poor, they will call us poor now. Look at all this rubbish that people are going through. Baba, I just want to commend you. My last statement, I want to commend you. Everything you are doing, Baba, please don't stop. Because you know our buy, Baba. You don't know what you do for people like us. Because you give us things to talk about when people are telling us rubbish. When people are trying to feed us rubbish. Baba, do you know how many times
you know what I achieved with Maiyegun's Diary Political, what I achieved with this platform, and I'm grateful to all of you who stood by me all along, okay? What we use this platform to achieve is that we have made it important and compulsory for people to be reading beyond deadlines now. When you read something, You don't just, you know, Nigeria.
Mainstream media is rubbish, Baba.
In Sokoto, 14 hours, people just read them, they just move on. Oh, a minister, the EFCC said the former governor of Kogi used 840,000. People just read it, they just move on. But Maiyegun's diary political make you understand how this actually affects you.
Yeah.
We will keep it that way. We will keep it that way. Until all of us will have the enough army to get rid of this.
Maiyegun, keep doing what you are doing. Keep doing what you are doing, Baba. And I'm going to say this one last thing before I go. Shewari will be telling she lost also a program or something, Baba. Please don't stop it.
I won't.
Because it used to be Sunday sermon. Do you remember?
I do.
It used to be Sunday sermon. It gives people like us to be able to call in, and because Allah is bold lawyer, to ban lock, you know, but you know what, sorry, at the Sunday sermon, they give people like us a chance to be able to come back. But no, she don't come back way and they try on my today. But in my meeting, match you one time to bash it on follow club. But she told me, no, my only about my good, please enjoy the rest of your day. My regards to Agbeke and everybody, good boy, everybody. Nice to hear from you. Yeah. I feel you so, Baba. I know you know. All the best. Take care.
Yes, sir. So that's a brother from another mother right there in the heart of the UK. I love that. I love that energy. I love that energy. If you have that energy like that, call me all the time to help me add to the ones I have already released. Okay? Indeed. The reason why you are watching Maiyegun's Diary Political is for you to see beyond the headlines. Okay? And not only that, you will see beyond headlines. Sometimes you actually have to put yourselves in the shoes of the victims of that contraption. It is very important that we have that kind of experience so that it helps us on how to react. How do you react to a situation where people deliberately, intentionally ruining and destroying a country? How do you react if you don't understand the nitty-gritty, the deepness of what they are doing? How? You can't really understand the way, you can't really react the way you should. Or Maiyegun's Diary Political will help you understand the situation. Understand it to the point that some said it's so scary. Maiyegun, your program is so scary that, I even have Olori. Olori hasn't been here for a while, right? I've got one Olori here, our lady, that whenever she showed up, she would tell me, Maiyegun, I have been trying not to watch your program every day anymore because every time I watch your program, the whole reality there, they take me or send me to another level of fear that I feel like, why is this happening? It's like understanding the situation and be like, oh my God, somebody do something to stop it, or if they are not going to stop it, man, it's just something that we are doomed. I don't want to scare you. I just want you to understand it. Understanding something that I could spoil all of us to reactions. Hello there.
Maiyegun Diary Political.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I greet you. I greet you, my brother. Now I know how your system works.
I greet you.
Worldwide, they're listening to me, right?
Yes, they are.
Am I on the mic?
You are right. So everybody can hear you loud.
Yeah. My name is Smart Temple on Facebook. Let's leave it that way.
Okay.
And I called you. The last time I called you was on the 12th of February 2013. 23.
Oh, 23.
That was like about a year ago, Baba. Yeah. No. Now we start from kitchen. For God's sake, we know the call.
But it's way back to when we started from the kitchen. That's a long time.
Yes. Me, I start from you, but I called you, but you time here is different. I always watch your movie, I always watch your program, and after the program, not live. But I was very lucky. I'm very lucky. Let me put it that way. I'm very lucky to get you live.
Thank you
right
so
now.
much.
Even my friends, I'm with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even my daughter,
They are all here, even the footballers. They are all here. Hadipi, you're doing video. Hadipi, we are listening. We are listening. Even the footballers.
Yeah.
You know. But what I want to say, you know, I have a lot to say. I don't want to go to religion. There, right? I don't want to go to.
Yeah, you are pretty.
No, I don't know what I want to talk. I beg.
You have the
I
floor.
didn't start from beginning. With your program, but all I keep doing is just dialing your number. But now I get you donating each other. Maiyegun,
Baba,
what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Forget about what you're doing. Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is a company. Please, let everybody put it in the mind. Nigeria is a company controlled by fools. I don't even want to go to our political aspect that you're even disturbing yourself, reading books and all those things. Yes, I even watch anyway. Right. But why these charlatans in the church? What are they doing? What did they do? See, I want to speak Igbo. Make us speak Igbo for your platform.
As long as you help me and others to get that. Because, see, even if you want to speak Igbo throughout your presentation, I'm with you, right? But to help us, right, you will do what? You give us a summary.
I will even manage. I will manage my Igbo.
Ma, tell you something. Before you start.
Yeah.
Ma, tell you something, right?
Okay.
I've had people who told me,
okay,
I'm going to speak this so and so, but they never did. They just turned to English again. Please don't be that person. All right? Before you speak 2-3 English now, the whole thing will turn to English again. Right? So okay,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I will do that anyway, but I don't know. Maybe please, Preacher man will help me even if I make mistakes. Because biko kwanono. Unu ọtakwanu na onwe ihe ọzọ a na-arụ n'obodo na-awoke na ndị a na-eri anyị ọrụ ka anyị gasikwa n'ike. Ọnwa tiwe mkpu ka anyị gasi ike ka anyị hapụ Nigeria aka. Nigeria ahụghị name. Biko kwanono, Maiyegun General political with the only platform now after Nnamdi Kanu now not gay again. Akuchala Maiyegun General, yeah, Samuel Ekpara, yeah, you want to go, but then Maiyegun General with the only place, Martin Apurisi, Unu happened in Nigeria, Nigeria, I will Kenya, and then Igbo millionaires, E-money, F-money, this money. Please, what we need is just to build our Kairono, Ndibo Kairono by Igbo Amaka, Igbo Kwesli Maka. No beside a shout out, but Igbo Kwesli Maka. What's happening? I'm from Abia State, nursing from Abia State. A lot of things is going on in Aba there. Why is it that I want to come back home. I have my family here. I have my everything here. Look at my friends here. I have a lot. Even just to bring Chinese people. Yes, I can bring Chinese people that will help us to build. I swear. I'm not joking. This is my good political that I'm talking. I've never spoken like this before. Whatever. This is my first time to shout like this. Please. Look at what's happening now, but look at please now, even if I'm getting stupid, God, I beg, let me take it easy. Princess, take care. A lot of people to call. Hey, God,
don't join that clip for YouTube. The guy known as somebody said the best place to be is Maiyegun General political YouTube comment section. I was like, what do you mean? The best place to be
that's me. I was one that commented that. I've been trying to help people. What of Ahmed? We are Ahmed Day.
Where he's watching, possibly.
We are okay. What of Diaspora Radio? That's my guy. See how they sweat. So Africa Wahala. that guy English, they even finish me. They speak English like FFK. You know, Femi, they speak like, you know, in the Polish English. Yeah, fufu. Hey God, now this platform, I'm telling everybody, please just go to Maiyegun General Political by what's it called? YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Go and struggle there. Comment section.
It is a different world.
Comment section. You will see people. You will see intelligent. You see old men. What of this my man again? Hey, I don't want to expose people. There's another man that always call and shout like me. Please help me out. Help me out. This other man. Hey, God, Chineke. I'm live. Chineke.
Bless you.
What to say again?
No, you said it.
Hey, God. I beg. Now we you see as I did now, I know even there's nothing like, I don't care anything like Jesus or God. Apostle Suleiman. God punish. I say, boy, I'm talking. I say, boy, Suleiman. All of them, God go punish all of them.
Say amen to that.
This is what making us to be.
We say, please, no swear for them again. But you see,
I want to talk.
Swear, shall come to pass. Mazi,
if I tell you ask Maiyegun, I called on the 12th of February 2023, right? That was the last time I called.
That's a while ago.
Wahala go there, wahala today for the
Hang on. I want you to say, if you have, even if you have to, before you go now, right? I want to send a personal hello to everybody in the room. So you go tell them that I'm going to do that on the screen right now, okay? And I will talk to you again.
So what do you want me to do right now? What do you want me to do right now?
Room. Tell them, everybody watching, that Maiyegun said is about to say hello to everybody.
I don't even know. Everybody in the living room. Hey, God. Even my friends would have loved to say hi, and say everybody.
But you don't worry.
I say hi for everybody.
You tell them once you walk back into the room, right? Once you walk back into the living room, I'm going to hang up the call, right? Yeah. But then tell them to turn the screen on, the volume on, because I want to say hello to everybody, including your daughter. Right?
Wow.
Nice one. So you go tell them.
I'm here.
Thank you very much. So that's Mazi. Oh no, he didn't tell me from where. He kept that away from me. But however, to everybody in the living room, right? You have one hell of a wonderful man, as the father and as a friend. So I want to say thank you to all of you inside our living room right there, who sat all through. Or you've always been like sitting as well. I want to say to you that I do appreciate every minute you spend with me, every minute. And thank you for every support as well. Because where I live, every support actually counts, like every little helps. Mazi, say me well to your wonderful family, to everybody. Good morning. I didn't even ask him the time, but thank you for everything. Same goes to all of you too. But that one is a special one for my last caller. Let's go speak to Oshu first, my dear brother. Baba.
Good morning, Mr. Maiyegun.
How are you this morning, Baba?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Well, thanks for the readings, the 2 books you read this past few weeks.
It came to pass.
Really appreciate
thanks to you, who indeed actually suggested it from the word go. It's been an experience.
Thanks. There is something you said the other day. I'm trying to remember. You said the glory of Nigeria is mostly individual, and you went on to say the wreck, disgrace, and destruction that has been associated to further downgrade what Nigeria is in the global space remains the aspirations of our criminal political elite. I thought that was really deep. I had to just memorize what you said, because when we take a look at that, it's 100% like spot on. What I would also add to that, to our real problem also as Nigerians is the lack of focus on developing ourselves, to educate ourselves, because now there's just so much ignorance and mental indolence that is destructive to us far more than what the government is actually doing. But sometimes when we go back into history and we look at, the past leaders that we've had, till the Babangida era, Abacha era, sometimes it's almost fair to say Abacha might actually even be better than what we have today, because under Abacha, no governor had any license to steal any money. You'd be locked up in prison. But what we have now, what we have now is just lawless. And it's almost as if democracy is a cancer, in our society. And if people don't have memories, the journalists, which I think they are all inept, the journalists, those are all for channels and all of them. I'm not sure if they read, because now we are talking to IMF and World Bank for loans, but we also don't have any keen insight as to what these folks they've done, because they have you to deindustrialize your economy. They'll have you to take up subsidies away. All of that structural adjustment programs that basically, cuts your economy. It opens you up for external trade. We don't have anything. But you look at how much Yeye Bello took out, that's enough to actually spend on education in his state.
Where it could make a lot of difference in that sector, like visible difference.
It's
Go on, sorry.
I think it's when we look at civilizations that are doing well today, I've been to Japan, by the way, and they have their own religion, they have their language that they speak. China equally the same. Countries that are doing well, they have their own religion, we speak English. We've been trained to think our language, vernacular, is primitive, closer to the bush than civilization. Our religion, we've just discarded that away. And I think that's where we've got so many things wrong, because we don't know ourselves, honestly.
Our identity and all too.
Our ideal of wealth is how much European luxuries and fineries we can consume. And our politicians are doing that. Everyone, the masses are equally following that trend. Every now and then I go to Lagos, on holidays. It's almost like the level of prostitution it's just increasing. It is. And when, and in a society when you're women.
The other day, they were talking about hookup. About, do you know that throughout my whole childhood and maybe teenage years and even in my 20s, right? I was raised to call them Ron's girls, right? So Ron's girls are girls who are into prostitution, but they don't like being called prostitutes, but they are prostitutes, okay? But when you now see all these young girls doing what they call the hookup, because their survival actually lies on it. So tell me, Abba, so it is so staggering that you saw it yourself. Young girls, yeah?
In a society when your women resort to that out of desperation, it really says everything there is broken. If the men who are in power don't have enough in their head to say we need to grow our own food, we need to deal with importing stuff in the country, everyone should go back to the farm and actually till the soil and do work. But instead, we've turned ourselves towards our politicians. It has now manifested even to the common people that, everyone in every society are just in that lifestyle. It really it's telling how much decadence. And I don't see, you tell me where this is going to lead us to, because even if there's a revolution, I don't think it's going to be organized, because we're not organized ourselves.
No.
If the folks like you and I emigrate out from the country, who's going to lead the country? Is it the likes of MC Oluomo? But it's just staggering to see where the country is leading to, because when a society, we don't produce what we use, what we eat, but then you see what our women have, and that's the fault of the men, really, because women will have to do what they have to. But it's just telling how immorality has just taken over our country.
It takes two to tango as well.
Yeah.
See, when we see those who have ended up for economic survival, ended up being having to sell their body, even their souls, and the rest of that. But if there is no willing buyer, I mean, if there is no willing buyer, I don't think there will be a willing seller in this instance. But it all borders on the decadence of a society. Now, if you sit down and look, you have to feel worried. Where is this headed? Where are we going? Where is this going to probably take us? Nowhere good.
The next guy after Tinubu might actually would actually be praying Buhari comes back. Would actually be praying Buhari comes back, because the next set of leaders that keep coming,
yes,
always get worse and worse.
You know what I mean? Now the system will keep producing people like this, and those who are supposed to be educated, intelligent, and exposed, and all that will be seated here speaking grammar. That is why my first caller, who said something about Petroleum B and all of this, he wanted to see something to show that he's actually up, he's up to the task. If they are going to bring violence,
it's not.
Build violence.
It's not.
If they are this, it's not. He's not who we.
Well, I mean, Obi is a businessman. He doesn't want to lose his interests. He also imports. He's a businessman who imports. So it's more or less, yeah. It might be the better of all of them, but if he's not willing to pay the price to be arrested, to get his hands dirty,
get all his business,
nothing is
even destroyed.
Some
of his friends arrested, he himself locked up. Then this is where you can actually test those who says they will vote for him or follow him, if they would, if that happens. So I don't think anybody should be worried that he should be arrested or not. It should, in fact, provoke them to arrest him, not kill him, but arrest him, and see how you guys are going to react. Or now go they do free OB, like, or you're not go shut the entire country down and demand for his release right away. So there's so much to ask.
Lastly, I just think maybe the political elites, they are used to our laziness, so they will keep on looting with impunity because there's nothing we will do. Unlike the likes of folks we had back in 1980s, 1990s, that they would actually protest. We've just gotten too lazy, and we've allowed all this nonsense to keep going on for too long that nothing is really going to change. Maybe until we are forced to eat sand and rats. If not, then nothing will change in the country.
No sign. Oshiba, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
For this, right? So hopefully, I've got some other suggested books that are currently being sent my way. So I'll review them.
What are those
and we'll
books?
pick some. But some people prefer us having chats like this, not always like reading. People don't like reading, right? Now take a look at the numbers of people watching this, and take a look at if you remember the number of people who were listening to the reading. You can see the difference.
It's okay. Right? Your videos are still on there, so if they still want to educate themselves, they can go and watch the videos. I thought we didn't
I cut them into pieces, right? But we will still read more books because we have to read more books. We have to. It's important. Oshi, thank you. You have a good one, okay?
You too. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. So that's my caller there from the United States. I have another caller. I will be rounding up soon. Okay, so I'll go get ready for tonight. I really want to possibly have us on again tonight. But as it be now, you're gonna need to put all of that together. Hello.
I really want to possibly have us
on. Can you hear me? You might need to mute that because I've taken your call.
Hello.
My caller is listening to the broadcast. See, if you are calling me, right? Sometimes, please,
hello,
I know. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Maiyegun Paul calling me again from Belgium. Called you the other day.
Paulo.
This is the second time I'm calling you.
It is. Paulo, how are you again, Baba? How are you?
I'm fine, and you? How is the family?
Well, we thank God. We can't really complain. Thanks for asking. Please.
Okay. I just got to give you a Bible chapter in regards to what you preach. Because the people, a lot of people say, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
That's right.
But the thing is, there are a lot of things in the scriptures, because I read a lot about those things. I don't go to church. I believe in God, but I don't go to church because of their problem and their. So I just start to read my Bible and they
No, I want
start
to be
with
like you.
French.
I love reading I love reading some of these great stories in the Bible, by the way. And indeed,
Yes,
there are
so
so many things you can actually learn from the book, apart from the other
of
spiritual
course,
stuff that people love to attach to it. Man, Bible
I
is
keep on
one of the greatest book ever written, ever.
yes, I keep on telling my wife, look, and mostly women, you know, I don't know how to. They love God, they like God, but I keep on telling her, I say, look, you are educated, read the Bible, understand the
Read
Bible,
it.
and when somebody is veering off from what the Bible says, you should be able to know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Take for instance, Kumuyi said, because I used to go in, I left Deeper Life more than 8 or 9 years ago.
Why?
Because I tried examining a lot of things he was preaching. How can you come and tell me that somebody having beard and mustache is a sin? What rubbish is that?
That beer is a sin.
You know? Yeah. So I can't imagine that. And there are a lot of things.
You love your well-trimmed, you know.
No, I don't keep beards anyway.
You don't keep it. Okay, you just discard the idea.
I don't keep it, but for people who are keeping it, you know, why do you say this is something natural God gave when you are born? You didn't manufacture it yourself.
No.
So I don't know where that kind of reasoning came from him. You know, so because every Deeper Life
agreed. Go on, Baba.
No, because every Deeper Life member has to shave before they climb the pulpit. Must you say it from the pulpit that is a sin? There are people who, you know, I couldn't understand that. Anyway, let me not go deeper into what I want to say.
You don't want to go too deeper, because you've got other things. So
yeah, so in the what you normally say about people, that old people also they are foolish when they are getting old. That when you are young,
that popular saying, right? That you know,
yes.
Foolish people also get old. They grow old too.
Grow old.
Yeah, it's true.
So
it's true.
I have a place in the scripture from Job 32 and verse 8 to 9. It says, but it is the spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding. Now, he says, it is not only the old who are wise, not only the aged who understand what is right, but also the young.
Amen.
You see? So what characterizes an understanding and wisdom is the spirit of God, not that you're old or you're aged. Not the age. Age has nothing. And I don't know how they read their Bible or how they interpret it. Because even, and think there is another place in the Bible which I've come across about a poor man that rescued a town. Now, it's not about your money or about your wealth. He's a poor man, but he had wisdom. And he rescued the entire city from being overrun.
Invaded, yes.
So there are a lot of things that, and the funny thing is that most times all these preachers, they leave what to preach, the word of God that will deliver people out of their bondage and captivity. They go along preaching, God will bless you, God will increase you. God, you know, those things are rubbish. Yeah, prosperity gospel. So those things are rubbish. You know, and some of them
it's
go
convenient for them because a lot of them preaches prosperity and they mean it. They hide the threats of sins, and then you know, sins is going to make you poor if you don't if you don't pay your tithes. Things are going to be tight for you. All those kind of threats and the rest of them have made them. It has, you know, it sort of made them exactly what they are trying to convince people not to become: worldly, life things.
All the time I attended Deeper Life, reading my Bible, I already understood that because I watched the life of Jesus Christ, his apostles, and how they operated. So I was really convinced. In fact, okay, say for instance, TV, right from onset, you know, when I joined Deeper Life, you heard them, even the pastors, the very first time I went to the church, that telling us that TV is a devil's box.
I remember.
I said, what a rubbish! Something that is meant to something that is meant to be educative. You don't watch everything in the TV. You choose what to watch. Yeah, you choose what to watch. So how can you come and tell me that TV is a devil's box? So I didn't buy the idea. I said, if that is the case, I will stop right from time. You know, at a point in time, in fact, I was a pastor, and they were putting pressure on me that you cannot be a pastor and you will not be paying your tax. I say, take your pastor if you want. I don't want.
Take it.
It's what I'm convicted of that I will preach. If you give me something to preach and I preach what I want to preach, I may not preach to the people.
By the Holy Spirit, though. You are going to be preaching.
Yeah, I may not preach to the people because it's your rule. I can't tell the people in the church, don't pay your tithe or pay your tithe. No.
They have to.
I'm not paying it, but I will present the sermon they gave to me, you know, and put my own words. And
so you decided to set your own rules, right? Of course, now you can't be with them. You have to go and start your own church.
Yeah, it was a tug of yes, it was a tug of war. So eventually I said, no, I can't continue this. I just left. You know, so pay attention. And I said, because I was born and brought up from a Catholic home.
Oh.
So I said that the moment I leave Deeper Life, I'm not going to go to any other church because I see all of them as the same.
Oh, that's how you became not a church person anymore, but still closer to God.
Yes.
Reading your Bible.
I believe in God. I believe in God. I read my Bible. I read a lot on a daily basis. Like today I read Philippians 4. I read the entire chapter.
You know my favorite Bible chapter? I've got two.
Yeah.
My favorite of them is the Proverbs. Oh, I love those words. I
read Proverbs.
The way, you know, the usage of their words and how they describe some certain things that they don't want to use, you know, vulgar language to describe. I love that. And the other one is that Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul.
It's a fantastic.
Apostle Paul that wrote a psalm. Or who wrote psalm again?
No, it's a psalm is a book of many writers. David, Moses.
David wrote too, right?
David.
I love that because it was like. David. It was like
Moses.
It was like they said, you know, people were praising God. You know, Psalm was supposed to be like praising God all through. So
it's a combination of there are a lot of writers in Psalms.
Right.
But I think David wrote Proverbs.
Oh yeah, David wrote Proverbs because he's such a very smart person. I mean, the words of anyway.
Ecclesiastes is the son.
Thank you.
Ecclesiastes is the son.
Thank you for stopping by. Okay, I appreciate this, right?
Okay.
And therefore sharing that.
Take care and God bless you. Continue in your good works.
I will. Thank you so much.
I stand by you. I don't miss your programs either. You know.
That's follow.
More grease to your elbows.
And to yours too. Okay. Please call in all the time, okay, to come and share. You know what we're gonna do? I hope I'll speak to you again, right? Now, if I'm lucky to speak to you again for any reason, right? I'm gonna ask you what was the last your last Bible reading, and I would love to share one or two with you then. Is that all right?
No problem. Thanks, and God bless you.
So much, Paulo. We have a good one, sir. Now that's Paul from Belgium. My time is almost out. In fact, it is. Let's call it my time is up. So I promise you it's just a weekend, right? People want me to do this every day. I will try. I'll bring two topics, okay, in the afternoon. So the topic will be a topic that, is open. Everybody can call in and contribute to it. And I'm talking about interesting topics, right? Deal? Say pinky fingers or something like that. Say pinky fingers like that. Anyway, thanks so much for spending your morning, afternoon, or midnight with me. I will be back later this evening, right? And I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Depends. Thank you.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary, diary politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.